City host Real Madrid in the first leg of their Champions League playoff. It's live on talkSPORT tonight. City, of course, just about qualified for this round of the competition after finishing 22nd in the Champions League, whilst Real Madrid finished 11th. Let's look ahead to that game now and chat all things City with super fan and rock and roll superstar. As we say hello, good afternoon to Noel Gallagher. Hello, Noel.
All right, mate.
I'm good. Oh, this is a very clear line. Are you on a super-duper phone?
I'm just round the corner.
Pop in. How are you, man? Are you all right? You well?
I'm all right, yeah, good, yeah.
We saw you at the weekend in the away end at Leyton Orient.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that like?
None of us had ever been before, but it was, it was all right. It was a bit, when it went to 1-1, I was thinking, oh, please don't go to extra time. I'm freezing. I'm not going. It was, it was in a wooden stand. I thought they'd been outlawed, but it was good. It was a great game. Fair play to Orient. They could have got it back to 2-2 at the death. But it's good. Yeah, it was a good day out.
What did you make of? I think is it Jamie Donnelly? Is that the fellow that scored from half island? What did you make of that effort?
Well, it was a foul on Nico for a start. It was. I mean, fair. It was one of those moments you were kind of looking at it, going, no, yeah, oh my god. Yeah. But they were great. It was a proper old fashioned cup tie. It was a good, nice day out.
I mean, no, you go from Leyton Orient to the Real Madrid in the space of a few days. I mean, what a fixture this is going to be tonight.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'll be watching it from behind the couch, if I'm being honest.
Oh, you're that nervous? I've got a feeling that City are going to win.
What gives you that idea?
Yeah, I asked the same question.
I just think, listen, Real Madrid at the minute, I'm not playing like we know they can do, but I just think City, when it clicks, because at some point it's going to click, I've got no doubts about that, that tonight could be the night. And maybe the better the opposition, you might see City go, do you know what? Okay, here we go.
We haven't shown any evidence in the Champions League this season that we're going to do anything in it. And, sadly for us, Mbappe's just happened to click into gear as well, hasn't he? So, the teams, but ever since the cup final last season, there's been a malaise set in, and we've been to quite a few games this season, and anytime the opposition goes over the halfway line, you're just expecting them to score. We're just, the team is not. We haven't got a regular first team. There's chopping and changing. There's injuries. The team's not stable. We're giving away possession. It's, they could. If it was a one-off game, right? You'd kind of, it's toss of a coin. But over two legs, I just can't see it.
Things that you say that now about you guys haven't shown anything, but neither have they, which is why they're in this position.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you know what? I've not been even watching this nonsense Champions League this season. I can't get into it. I don't. This new league thing is horrible. I hate it. So I'm not kind of up to speed about what they're doing. But apparently they're not in great form. But I mean, it depends what side Pep picks. If the new lad Nico starts, he might give us a bit in midfield. But I mean, I wouldn't bank. I mean, I wouldn't bet against us, but I wouldn't bet on us either.
No, let me ask you about your form this season. Not yours, of course, Man City's. Rodri obviously has been a massive miss, but the issues, do they go deeper than they must do, right? What else has gone wrong? What else has been the problem for Man City this season?
But just the chopping and changing of the back five. The keepers are in and out, centre halves are in and out. Kyle's gone. When we get to this part of the season, you know what Pep's best team is, and there just seems to be a lot of injuries. What an interesting point is, the players don't seem to get injured on the pitch. They seem to all walk off the pitch fine, and then the next game is like, Diaz is out again, and then Aki's out again. Yeah. So I just think that the team is at an age now where they've played a lot of games over the last 4 seasons, about 60, 70 games a season. It just catches up with you. I'm sure Darren beside you will tell you, it's like the legs aren't fresh, they're not fresh in the head. It just seems to be an end of an era. But I'd say Pep sums it up the best when he just says, it's not stable, none of it. Not in the selection, not in the giving the ball. Like, for example, they're at Arsenal the other week. We spent an hour trying to get back into that game. We get to 1-1. I thought we were the better team, and then Phil just plays the most ridiculous ball after 38 seconds, and then it all just falls apart. So it's kind of summed up our season, really. So I'm not. If Madrid are on it tonight or over the next two legs, I fully expect them to go through.
No, let me ask you. You really obviously do know your football. Whenever you and I speak before a big game, it pains me to say it, but sort of 8 times out of 10, you not only get the prediction right, but the score as well sometimes. So you know what you're talking about. Did you or your mates ever see this coming as soon as it's happened? Literally the wheels falling off?
I thought it would have happened after the treble, if I'm being honest. I thought to win that fourth one in a row is just... It's a staggering achievement to do the four. I thought after the treble there'd be a drop-off, but it was going to happen. You know, it's like, when we were growing up in the 80s, you could never see Liverpool going 30-odd years without winning a title. When you were supporting United in the 90s, you could never see them going 15 years without a title. It happens, you know what I mean? And it's happening right in front of us now. And, you know, there's big changes coming at City, and a few players have come in. There's going to be some leaving in the summer, and then there's a new director of football. So, you know, we go again.
No, what have you made of Phil Foden this season? Because obviously he had a tough Euros with England. He's come back. He hasn't been his scintillating best. He's started to get better of recent times. But what have you made of his performances this year?
Average, I'd say. You know, he had the season of his life last season, and again, you know, he's played a lot of games. You know, he's a young lad, played a lot of games, and maybe he's not fresh in the head anymore. I don't know. You know, it's. I mean, you'll know better than anyone. The fatigue that you get in your brain and your legs must count for something. So, I was expecting the drop off, but I wasn't. I was expecting it after the treble season. But Phil, by the standards that he set last season, has not been great.
Those were incredibly high standards, though, to be fair. But you're right. His game isn't as it was maybe 12 months ago. Just quickly, you touched on the format, the Champions League format. You're not a fan of. City won only, 3 of their 8 games. So in theory, they should already be out, but you're still in it. But you're still not a fan of the competition. No,
you never know. The way that it was, they've only started this to stave off the European Super League. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this, I don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to do. You know, you get the teams drawn out via an algorithm. It's just nonsense. You know, the way it was, it had worked for the last 20 years or whatever. I haven't bought. Now we're at the knockout phase. It's different. You know where you stand. You know what I mean? It was kind of like you knew where you stood with the group stages and all that. But you're right. We should be out. We've been terrible in Europe this season. Yeah. We should be out. You know, I wouldn't say there's a lot of City fans that are very confident about staying in the competition.
So again, I still think City will get something from it. But moving forward now, and certainly into next season, now we've seen Kyle Walker, obviously, he's gone to AC Milan. Do you expect to see a lot of changes? Because he keeps flirting with Ederson and Ortega, and me personally, don't think Ortega's been good enough this season. Do you expect to see a lot of players going out the door in the summer?
I'd have thought so. I'd have thought if we haven't seen the last of them, we're definitely seeing... We're seeing Bernardo come to the end. We're seeing KDB come to the end. Kyle's already gone. Gundo wasn't supposed to play these many games. You could make a case for 4, 5, 6 players going out and a new batch coming in. But this is it. I mean, this is football. You know, this is like we had a stable. You know, if you think about the 4 titles we won in a row, we hardly bought any players. You know, it was a stable squad, and it was like a machine. You know, and this is not. It's built. It's built on shifting sands at the minute, and there's new players coming in. They're going to take time to settle. That the lad Nico that played on Saturday, he looked all right. I mean, as all right as you can look against Orient for 20 minutes till he went off. The other 2 lads, they look all right, but I wouldn't. I mean, the fact that Liverpool went out of the FA Cup on Sunday all of a sudden made the season interesting for us because we were like, well, hang on a minute, we could win the FA Cup. Before that happened, you know, I wouldn't have given us a prayer for any trophy this season. No. It's just one of those seasons.
What did you make of the fact that Arne Slot didn't pick a lot of his first name players that usually appear on that team sheet, and not only did he not pick them to start, but none of them on the bench as well, whereas Man City did, and one of them of course came off it to score the winner?
Well, I've got Liverpool fans that work for me. Trust me, they couldn't care less. They want the league, and well, they've already got the league. The league's over, but they want the league. And
do you not think they want the treble?
No, I think they've not won enough leagues. They've only won one in the last 30-odd years, whatever it is. I'm only going by what Liverpool fans have told me, and I've got people that they're not bothered. All they're bothered if they see it like this: if they beat Everton, it's over, right? And we probably all agree if they go 9 points clear, Arsenal ain't going to catch them.
No.
And so the FA Cup, really, they want the league, and the Champions League,
I'm just surprised that you've got people that support Liverpool that work for you. You allow that.
Well, me too, actually. I mean, they were hired during a moment of weakness, but they do happen to be out best in the field. So,
okay,
they're good lads as well.
I want to talk to you about the Premier League before I do a quick prediction for tonight's game live on talkSPORT. Man City against Real Madrid. I'd like to go to the Bernabeu 0-0 and have it as a one-off game, a shootout. We might be able to do something. I even think if we're winning 2-0, it's bad for us because we can't hold on to a lead. You know what I mean? We've been 3-0 up against teams, 3-1 up with 5 minutes to go and thrown them away. 0-0 wouldn't be a bad result for us. I'm going to go. As long as we go there on level terms, we might be able to pull it off. But I can't see it. I can see Madrid and Mbappe sorting us out tonight.
Okay, I'm going 3-1 City tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you think Arsenal are going to win the league every year, so
and still.
Do you know what? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, is it over now, is it?
Nah,
you do.
Yeah, we will. We'll catch Liverpool.
What? Go on, talk to Noel about it now, because when I asked you the question, you're like, no, it's still game on.
No, I told you. What did I say we're going to win this year?
Nothing.
No, what did I say? Come on.
What? Champions League?
Champions League.
You won't win the Champions League? You're mad.
Yeah, we will. Trust me. It's all going to come together at the right time.
Benty, come on.
Yeah, that's what I think we won. The league's done. I think the league is done.
Okay.
But the Champions League, we've got a great chance.
Why?
I just think one of the big heads are going to go tonight, or in the second leg. So that's one of them gone.
Right.
It's our time. No, stop laughing.
That's 5 days a week. 5 days a week I've got him now.
Hey?
5 days a week I've got that.
I listen every day. The amount of times I've had the phone in my hand thinking, I'm going to call in here because he's out of his mind.
I know. Listen, before I let you go, are you a fan of Super Bowl? Did you watch it the weekend?
I did watch it, yeah.
Are you a fan of it?
I am, yeah.
Are you?
Oh, God, say that to Noel about that then. Go on. You hate it?
Oh, no, I love the Super Bowl, Noel.
No, I've been a fan of American football since the 80s.
I don't know if you're winding me up.
I'm not winding you up.
Who's your team?
I haven't got a particular team, I've got to say. I just like watching it. And once I'd worked out the premise of getting the ball, you got 4 goals to get the ball 10 yards, I was like, I get it now. And I do like it on a Sunday night when the Super Sunday is finished and it comes on. I got pretty invested in it this season.
Wow.
I thought the Commanders were going to do it because that quarterback Jennings, whatever his name, I can't remember his name, but he was brilliant. Daniels, yeah, he was brilliant. And it was good. The Lions were good.
This don't feel right now.
He's got it right. He's talking right so far.
I'm sorry, mate. They were the Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers were good. They were all good. But I can't remember now. But the playoffs were great, and I thought the best team won in the end.
Oh my God!
Honestly, you're devastated about that as well.
Benny's hero is Kendrick Lamar. What did you make of his halftime? I just read that it was appalling.
I had to switch it off.
Oh, there you go. Why? Yeah. Why was it so bad? Because honestly, on Monday's show, Ben was like, "No, it was brilliant."
That's how I liked it. I didn't say it was the best. That's how I liked it.
It was absolute nonsense.
Why? What was wrong with it?
Well, I didn't watch it all. I just switched it off. There was 300 people getting out of a car in the first 2 minutes, and it was like
incredible. How'd they do that?
What? Hold on, I don't know. What car were they getting out of?
No, but obviously there must have been a hole underneath the car.
Well done.
I didn't get 300 people.
They weren't in the glove box, were they?
But no, I don't like the halftime nonsense and all that. It's usually artists that I don't like. So, but I do the Super Bowl. I do like watching it, and I've got invested in the season this season. It was a good season, I think. There were some great games.
What's your favourite halftime?
What do you mean?
Like the artists that have come on.
Ever?
Yeah.
I never watch it. I never watch the halftime thing.
Oh, never? Okay. All right.
No, I'm not interested.
Would you like to see that in football, in the Champions League final? Would you like to see a big halftime show?
No, and it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. You know, Americans are taking over our sport. They're taking over the Premier League. They'll take over the Champions League. And it'll be 20 years from now, it'll be nonsense.
Yeah, there'll be no nils or what, no draws.
Noel will be up there next year.
Well, every man's got his pride.
So, we know. Hey, no, listen, it's always an honour to have you on the show. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate you, pal.
All right, no worries.
I'll speak to you in a bit.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
There you go, the rock and roll superstar Noel Gallagher. I like the fact I didn't know he was an NFL fan. Yeah, I had no idea.
Just funny though. I know for a fact you would. Maybe I started watching it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you
didn't feel right. Didn't feel right at all.
Loved it. Maybe I'll text Noel later.
I like the way you said there must have been a hole in the car. Otherwise, 300 people. Where are they? One in the glove box, one down the side.
Glove compartment.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.